All right. The 20th anniversary in-game event preview. We're not going to react to this whole thing, boys. I want to skip through a little bit of this. The main thing I want to get to is the tier 2 armor. Let's be real. Like the rest of this stuff, I just want to skip through, but let's see what they're
And to be leading into it this year, you know, our commitment.
20 years, by the way. I remember seeing previews of it in 2004, right about this time, and hearing about it going like, am I going to play that game? And I saw a video and I was like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. I hadn't played, the only MMO I had heard of is EverQuest, and I was like, I don't want to do EverQuest. And then I saw it, it was like a PvP video of like a hunter, and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool. And so the rest is history. Now I've been playing it for 20 years now. Damn, 20 years, right? Let's play a little bit of it. I'm gonna skip around in this video though.
Commitment to make the game feel alive every single day that you log in. All the work we're doing.
We wanted to do. We've had various events in the past. For the 15th, we did that really epic raid. So I did some ideas, and it really became a patch. We sat down, we did a huge brainstorm with the live team, and then we started to pick the top ones and see what we could do to cover.
I will say, I know we're not going to be in the Caverns of Time, and I actually think that's a better idea. I think to use some of the old world zones, like let's cut to the chase. We need to get back to the old world. Now, personally, I think we should just blow up Azeroth and start on a new world and have like a new World of Warcraft. And Azeroth should just be done with. But I really think we need to go back to 2 main continents or a main continent and not have it be like World of Portals, and just like have a real world that we actually have to travel around into again, instead of just queues, flying, portals. Like, let's get back to actually having to traverse the world. You want to go to a dungeon, you got to group up and get to the dungeon, things like that. Now you could still queue for it. I think in like if they want to phase you into like an area or something, like you have to like queue up in like a certain spot. I don't know. People might not like that. I get it. It's not a convenience thing, and that's all World of Warcraft is these days, is a convenience factor. And trust me, I'm a boomer with kids and a job, and I don't have time, so I can recognize all this stuff. That I utilize the convenience tools, but I actually think it's been worse for the game as a whole. So let's keep going.
All of our different player segments. So it was a really fun experience to like flesh out all these cool ideas.
What was at the top of that list?
By far the top one, everybody remembers Blackrock Depths really fondly.
Yeah.
And so we
Fondly is a word.
I'm none of these guys that doesn't like BRD. And I know, Asmongold was talking about this. He really enjoyed BRD in WoW Classic or Vanilla back in the day. I actually am not. And this is where I come in. I'm an old school. I thought the 2 best dungeons back in the day, and this is my opinion, or I shouldn't say best, coolest in Classic and Vanilla. And I really was excited to see that it get its shine in Season of Discovery, was Sunken Temple. I thought Sunken Temple was so cool. Like, you're getting out to the area where there's like no major cities there, like it's hard to get to. You've got the temple like that, it's underwater. You'd have to swim out and swim into it, get underground, kind of clear your way through into just get to the entrance. That to me was good. And I really, personally, I kind of like the art style, and I like the troll stuff, the lore, where like, I've never liked dwarf lore, and like, just, it's not for me. That's probably why I like Zul'Farrak, though I would put Sunken Temple way above it. So those were my 2 favorites. So like when people talk fondly about BRD, I'm not one of those guys. I thought it sucked.
So yeah, everybody really wanted to do something with Blackrock Depths. And so as we looked at all of these features, we really wanted to make them new and innovative, but also harken back. So we are going to be bringing Blackrock Depths as a 10 to 15 player raid. We're really excited. We have 8 main bosses, 5 mini bosses, and basically we'll have LFR, normal, and heroic difficulty.
I mean, obviously I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it on LFR and cruise through it, right? I think it's cool. Do I wish it was a different one? Yeah, but I'll take it, right? We'll do it. It gives you something else to do, so.
Difficulties.
I wanted to take us on this adventure than Chromie.
Oh
We
no.
love Chromie.
So Chromie has this codex that she uses to safely display the past. And well, you can expect there's going to be some crazy time things happening with that. So we're going to have enemies popping up that should not.
I have actually wanted like a whole expansion of Karaji type stuff. Like I loved AQ 20 and 40 back in the day, and I would love like a whole expansion dedicated to that. Like we're having to go back. Well, Silithus isn't what it used to be, right? But like just I would think it was cool. We're back in the old world. Hey, the Karaji, there's an outbreak in Ungoro Crater, which we haven't been in an Ungoro Crater at all, right? And now we've spent like, it could be like a patch, right? But I'm just thinking like, personally, I think like we should do Scarlet Crusade, all this stuff, and not just little mini dungeons. Just like get back to the old world. And like, to me, the Karaji, like, I don't know. I liked the bugs. It is what it is, right? It's kind of like how I liked Sunken Temple. I liked the bugs. So if you gave me like a troll expansion and a bug expansion, I would be in heaven. Come at me, retail Randys.
Not be there within Silithus, like the Scourge, the Legion, Karaji, and we're going to see some familiar names like Tichondrius, Assyrian, and Kel'Thuzad.
Ah, Kel'Thuzad again. Oh man.
It's shaping up to be a really
Oh,
cool
God.
experience. Players will get to queue
Kel'Thuzad
in
again.
whenever they want. They'll get put together with other players and get to go through this kind of epic fixing of the past.
Again.
Again.
Chromie.
Yeah.
As we would say, timey wimey. Speaking of the past, is there any
I will give it to them. They are passionate about what they do, so I could appreciate the hustle, right?
anything else that we'll be revisiting?
So we've heard the community loud and clear. We know that time walking is very popular.
To fill in one of the, so there'll be 2 Dire Maul wings and the 2 Strathholm wings. They'll be introduced with the 20th, but they'll continue into the regular rotation afterwards. A couple other things that we're going to change with time walking. We're going to allow players from 10 and up to do it, so a lot of those people that like to.
Well, if you got some more leveling to do, you can get back into time walking. I'm glad to see they're putting some of the old school dungeons in. Does anyone, like, would I actually want to level anything ever again? And no, I realize it does not take very long in this game at all. So we're not talking about much of a time commitment, but I do not. I thought about leveling a Drakthir, and then I watched their animations for how they run, and it's just the most dumb thing ever, which I need to do a video, like a short on that, just of like how silly it is. But am I the only one that thinks that way? Like that the Drakthir like animations are terrible, especially like for on the ground movement. It's such a swing and the miss with that whole thing. Like the models, like the faces were all jacked up. They weren't jacked enough looking. They just had the same stock wings that like the Venthyr and anyone else has had. The feet were obviously recycled Worgen models, and which I get them having to use those assets, right? But still, it just was not. I did not like the way how the Drakthir worked out.
To level, we'll have more opportunity there. Yeah, we're really.
Chance for Baron Rivendare's charger to drop?
We may have a chance in time walking for that mount actually.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what to say, but yeah, let's go collect some more mounts, boys.
I got that on my first kill, by the way.
Are you? So, a mini trial of style kind of event called Fashion Frenzy, where
They're putting transmog competition area in the game. Oh my god. It's like Asmongold's stream has come to life full circle in World of Warcraft. No way.
You're gonna have like different themes to dress up to and vote on your favorite transmogs. We have a storyteller, Lorewalker Cho, is gonna tell a few different stories, and you get to participate in the audience. We also have Mount Mania, which is a fun game where you're gonna get to kind of show off your mount collection.
That's a perfect one for you.
Oh my god, the mount offs are in the game too? No way. A mount off? Oh god, stop it. We need a new game. Asmongold is gonna love this, by the way. Not that, like, just the fact that it's in the game after years of him doing
I'm
it.
showing off my mounts. I'm really excited for that. There's a lot of different things for you to just explore outside of the activities. We have an ice rink, so you're gonna be able to just slide around into Neris. We have a pet corner where you're gonna be able to turn into your pet. We have costumes. You can cosplay as heroes and villains from the past. You can run around and like scream different voice lines at people, which is a lot of fun.
No. What is going on? We already have transmog. Why do we need to cosplay in the game? We're already playing a game. Like, what are we doing, boys? God. No, this is why we can't be taken seriously as World of Warcraft players.
My favorite's Illidan. You can be like, you're not prepared. You can just stand and tell everybody they're not prepared.
We also have guest relations where you're going to be solving riddles and clues and other things to help out the visitors within the Caverns of Time.
Oh, so
won't
like
be doing
Secrets of
any
Azeroth?
that.
Yeah, it's like a
Nice.
Secrets of Azeroth sequel, basically.
I love that.
Awesome.
I had so much fun with that. Is Korok's Revenge, the PvP brawl, coming back?
Yes, so Korax returns. We'll have that during the whole event. We actually moved the vendors to the new hub. We also have the 3 world bosses returning, the world dragons. Then we have Azurgos and Kazakh as well. Plus,
All right, that I'm actually excited for. I don't know what the loot looks like, all that stuff, but I'm always down for this kind of stuff.
we have 2 new gate crashers. Chaw of Anger is going to show up, and so is Archivon the Stonewatcher. They'll both be out in Tanaris as well, similar to where Doomwalker is.
With so many new activities this year, are there new rewards?
Of course, as we looked at the marquee reward for this event, we've come up with a cool riff on a Phoenix mount.
It's fine. It looks like the other mount that I've already got with, like, you know, the other bird mount. We've gotten like 2 of these kind of bird mounts already, so let's get a 3rd one along with the 9,000 other mounts that are all like in the game. Skipping
Here, a
ahead.
few years, you'll get a sword and a shield. So we use that as our basis to do the armor on that mount. And we enjoyed it so much, and the artists, they actually spent one of
You get a sword and a shield for working there.
their hackathons making our service rewards in the game. So you'll be able to collect through the 20th the sword, the shield, the crown that we have.
The crown needs to be thicker, but it's decent overall.
We even have a ring toy that we're going to have.
Balloon toy, which is excited
Really cool. That
to be back.
we are going to be introducing a new currency this year.
I have zero interest in anything pet or mini or any of that stuff in the game.
About this, we talked with our artists, and everybody really agreed we needed to really go iconic, and we looked.
All right. This is the meat and potatoes, and I'm going to get into this after this video. So we're going to make another one about the tier 2. So this is like my initial thoughts. We're going to cut this video off here and go into part 2. So I appreciate everyone sticking with me because I just want to do a separate video on it, and that's a good cutoff spot right here. So appreciate you. Stay tuned for part 2 where we react to tier 2, which is what I was really in for. I wish they would just hire the guy who did the video that reworks like all the models and stuff, because I think he can do a better job than what they've done. Like, this helm looks decent, but I think they should have really gone further with it. So that's what I've got, a little preview of the remix for you. So it's your man, the Mega Power TV, and I'll see you guys soon.